Hey, everybody.
Oh, well, hello.
Hello there. Do we have audio? We have video, and only one minor technical difficulty we resolved earlier. Oh, wait. I think the
I don't know
technical...
who you are. I don't know who you are for real. I don't know where Jonathan went.
I got in a fight with my trimmer. You set the guard wrong, and mistakes were made.
That's why you never start and decide, right?
Yeah, never start that.
Whoops.
Start here. That's the rule. You can hide that.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that's hey, things happen, right? I'm kind of growing on it. I don't know. What do you think?
Same voice, different face. I don't know who this is. I'm scared.
New phone, who dis? Stu's like, beard's gone in chat. Yep. It'll be back.
Yeah.
Just give it a minute, So.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So anyway, welcome to the Hopped Up Podcast.
Yes.
I'm your co-host, Jonathan, and Mark.
And myself, yes. I don't know. I'm still trying to get over Jonathan's face. So, he claims it to be Jonathan, but it is quite jarring.
Yeah, that's it.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought there was something wrong.
To be
with
honest,
that.
I had to check to see if I had a chin and I didn't know I had this under here at all. I'm like, what did my skin look like? I was genuinely worried it was gonna be pale white, just glowing.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Yes.
hey, I'll tell you right now, 10 years, decade.
Yes.
Decade since this has seen the sun. Thank you, Winky. I look younger. I hope so. God, I hope so.
Yeah. Wow. Hope everybody's doing good. Welcome to another Monday with Jonathan and myself. Today we got some interesting topics. The technical difficulty we talked about is we didn't change the topics yet from last week.
So hang on that.
We're gonna fix those.
Yeah, I'm
real
gonna
quick.
find that. Let me go back into. Yeah, we always get it. Stream elements, stream setup, edit widgets, data. This is it.
In the meantime, hope everybody's been well since last week's episode. Yeah, how's your week?
Good. More busyness with that project. I'm still teasing you all these times. Can't really talk about it.
Oh, joy.
Yeah. But the thing is, there's more people in chat. Stu is in the know now. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
he's
Stu is in the know.
So.
Stu's joined the club.
Masaki's coming in chat. By the way, if you guys haven't joined chat, definitely jump in. If you're watching this live on YouTube, it really does.
Yes.
It adds to the experience. We try to be really interactive with chat, and we usually have some friends and we're getting some new familiar faces in chat.
Yes. It's always a good thing. Chat, you guys are always awesome. You guys have your own conversation while we have ours. And I love it. We get to bounce off of each other like that. So it's fantastic. So we got an interesting episode for everybody tonight. We're going to be talking about gaming, video games. As you see with my t-shirt. Spoiler alert. So,
man, I should have put on a video game t-shirt, but I don't really have a video game t-shirt.
Yeah. I have a few. We'll get to that. We'll definitely get to that. Oh, well, I try not to hide. I mean, I try to hide it, but it doesn't hide well. But it is what it is. I'm a grown man on the internet that talks about toy guns for a living. So what else can I say? So
this is always stream elements. The way we use is very difficult at times.
Oh, goodness.
Well, it's challenging to get, I don't know, it just seems a little glitchy. So, by the way, while we're talking, let's discuss, while I'm frantically over here, trying to update the topics on the screen, let's discuss what we're drinking, and while everybody else jumps on it. Looks like we got a handful of people in chat, but got some good numbers.
Okay, all right. So, what are you having? You're having an IPA?
Yeah, you know what? Since I had to go back to since we're talking about gaming, it's kind of all my gaming. I haven't played. I play a little bit here, but not much. Go back to a little U.S.
Yes.
Here, getting the old
Stone IPA.
Stone IPA, the iconic West Coast IPA right here. Like I always say, it's like getting punched in the face by a pine cone. So.
Yes, gotta love it. Gotta love it. Myself, I am drinking a nice sake.
Look at you, fancy pants.
I've been having a bit of beer lately, and I wanted something lighter. So here I am with this. Got the nice sweet smell.
You're drinking out of the bottle?
Oh yeah.
By the way,
chilled.
Bottle. Explain for some of the people that might be watching.
Very nice. Sweet.
The American version of sake, their experience usually is the rubbing alcohol that comes from a heated machine at most sushi restaurants. Kind of explain what the differences, because usually it's like drinking, literally rubbing alcohol.
Right. Well, you also get the same kind of experience here too, like with some all-you-can-eat free-flow places. Always stay away from the hot sake because that is exactly what it is. It is rubbing alcohol with the sake label on it. So never go to that. I feel like the sake generally sake should have a little bit of the nose should be a little floral, got a little bit of some flower hints to it. It should have a little bit of a savory note to it. When you drink it, it should give you only a little bit of bite. Even the more dry sakes should only be a little bit bite on the front, and the finish should be nice, and it should have like maybe a little bit of fruit finish towards the end, and also great to drink alone. But it should also be complementary to lighter foods, like Japanese foods. Usually you get a lot of sushi, a lot of sashimi, rices, also very good with sake. Some hot pots or shabu shabu, sukiyaki, also always very good. Wow, the topics have changed, have updated. Well done.
There you go. See, thank you for
that was
stretching for me there. And
I try.
Yes, so good, so good. All right, and since you talked about the flavor profiles, like I always think a sommelier or a sakiyame. How do you say that? How do you say us? I think we have to defer to our friends in Japan. Like, what's a sommelier? There's got to be an equivalent of a sommelier for sake.
Yeah, good one. Yeah, what would you call?
What would you call it?
Yeah,
There has to be a name. I mean, genuinely, there's so many sakes out there. So many like flavor profiles and things. There has to be like the equivalent. But while we wait for chat, because chat always has an answer for us. What was that? Cotito, hey, how you doing? And so let's talk about what we've got.
Right into it.
Let's talk about what we got for our food. Since it's the gaming episode. No, these are not Cool Ranch.
It's got the right color for Cool Ranch, though.
Every instinct of me said, blue, it's Cool Ranch. No, it's garlic.
It's
garlic
shrimp.
And shrimp, but it's not even garlic shrimp. I don't even see on here. It says like 3x, 3 times, like triple strong.
Three times the flavor.
Look, they even had to say it like in English. They're like, just in case for the bold.
For the bold.
Translation, don't go on a date after eating these. But like, I'm going double shrimp here, man. I'm going double fish. I got the Thai tom yum flavor.
Very nice,
and then
very
I
nice.
got the double shrimp garlic Doritos.
Very nice,
very
nice.
Doritos and, of course,
Mountain Dew. Do the dew.
Yeah.
Dude, man, like, we used to have Mountain Dew at 7-Eleven here, too, but, like, we ain't got nothing. We can only go to City Super, the fancy place, to get Mountain Dew and Dr. Pepper. So, I have my sake, and I have Hong Kong's favorite, the Cowpea OG original flavor. It's I have to say, it's kind of no frills, but it's like Pringles. You can never only have one. So
I'm muted so I don't crunch in your ears.
right.
These are actually pretty legit good. A little like sour, spicy, garlicky, and shrimpy. Like when I opened it up, I was like, this is like, I normally open them on the show. One, I've told you before, the bags here in Taiwan are like sealed with like welded shut. So it's like act of God. Like, you got to go full on, like to give it. I mean, I don't know what they do to seal these suckers.
Same thing. Same thing here. Like, you get so frustrated, you just want to pop the bag. So you hold it and you try to pop it and it still doesn't pop. I don't like, dude, this is the end of the world will happen and this bag will still stay closed. It's definitely theft proof, these things.
They fluff them full of air too. They're so.
Yeah, of course. They got to.
This is all air. Like the contents are right here.
Yeah.
I promise you, they're there. The rest is like air and like legit like. You like sleep.
It looks so good. It looks so perfect, right? But yeah, no, it's
I got another drink. I need another drink for later on after I get through the stone. So, all right. So let's see if we got any answers about the sommelier. Guess not.
Well, Ho Ching Young did ask us a quick question. I think we can talk about this before we get into our first topic. It's like, did you guys gain weight after starting the podcast? Because you guys eat quite late, even though it's just snacks. What about what you, Jono?
All I do is I just kind of watch. Basically, I short my calories the best I can on a Monday.
Yeah.
and just use this
Exactly.
to fluff. And this is like my cheat day. Honestly, like I try to eat pretty good. Like I
Yeah.
had today, if you really want to know what I ate, what I have a protein shake for breakfast. For lunch, I had some Vietnamese. I had some spring rolls,
Ooh,
not
fancy.
fried, like the clear wrap paper,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
some
Yeah. The steamed ones.
bun cha, the
Hmm.
bun cha bowl, and I split that. And then I got what else for dinner? Oh, sushi for dinner. And
Fancy.
this.
Fancy.
Oh, wait. I went to Costco today, so I did cheat and have half a hot dog. So, eh, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
my
I
meal
feel
today.
you.
You just
Yeah.
had it. So,
Yeah. Tuesdays is now my official first day back to the gym, back to my working out schedule of the week. What usually happens is I play football on Sunday, so that's all the cardio I can ask for, I can bargain for. So that's usually all my cardio. On Monday, I do this, and I do kind of short my calories, that's for sure. Monday, I usually eat out for lunch, kind of a semi cheat day for me. I come back home, I meal prep for Tuesday and Wednesday, and I just eat whatever I have left over from meal prep for dinner. And then here I am. Tuesdays, I always have an extended cardio session. So instead of 20 minutes on the elliptical, I'll do like 35. And so that just kind of balances everything out. Plus Tuesday is chest day. So chest and shoulders always gets the blood pumping, always
I'm not-
burning calories.
I'm not as I mean, I've got like a weight bench over here off camera and like
Yeah.
like a knockoff set of Bowflex weights. Just do my thing.
Bro flex.
Broflex. Hey man, they're like the yeah, they're like they actually you could see where they would stick like I think they come out of the same factory because like where the logo should be, there's like just no badge. It's just like not there. So I'm like,
Oh yeah.
these are remarkably as good. I mean, they look just like legit. Like I'm pretty sure they come out of the same place. So
All right. Well, now that we know that possibly we're not gaining too much weight from this, let's jump into the first topic that we have slated. Yo, this is the gaming episode, so we're gonna start it off strong. We're gonna throw it back to the OG days, arcade gaming, right? You're not that much older than me, so I think more experience-wise, I think we're kind of in the same ballpark here.
I don't know. Depends on how long those arcade games were. The ones I got new, you might have maybe had still running about the time you got in there. I think there's a little bit of a gap between us here.
Possibly. But what I'm trying to say is at least, unlike now where it's like a novelty thing, I'm still kind of right in that time where it was like a thing to do, like a place to go for latest and greatest video games. Man,
Yeah.
remember when arcade machines used to lead the industry in terms of amazing graphics and gameplay?
It was like all that, and then if you ever opened them up, there's like nothing inside. It's like one little circuit board
Yeah, exactly.
and like a big TV screen.
Yeah, it's their big CRT TV, and that's it.
So I used to go hang out at the arcade. Like we'll start at the arcade, and we'll kind of work up through our console days because like
Yeah,
this kind of
yeah,
runs
yeah.
parallel to like
Yeah.
Atari. I had 2600. So like River Raid and Pitfall and all those fun games.
Right.
Arcade hit. I spent a lot of time there, a lot of quarters stacking them up on the machines. We'll talk about that. And then, of course, got into like, we'll kind of maybe in the retro, squeeze in like the Nintendos, the Segas, whatever you ran.
Yeah.
If you were into Sega Saturn or the Jaguar or whatever they had.
Yeah.
For those of you that actually bought into that garbage. So yeah, Star Wars. First off, Herman's like, who's the kid on the left-hand window? I know, right? I trimmed. For those of you who didn't miss, I got in a disagreement with my trimmer and it won. So they're coming back. I'll be back to Bearded Jonathan later. So for me, I have to admit, like some of my earliest memories of playing arcade games would have to be like middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the skate center. So it's before the arcade. And it was Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
So Gauntlet, if you guys don't remember us, for those of you that are old as me, it was like you could pick, they had 4 controls and you would pick the control. So like on the actual console, you had four players could play simultaneously. It was like a dungeon, a fast kind of dungeon crawler. You had 4 characters. You had a wizard, a barbarian. Who was the girl?
The girl's like a mage, right?
Yeah, the girl's a mage. Yeah, she was the mage, and then the elf. No, the wizard was the mage. The girl was like faster like a faster warrior.
Right.
Barbarian was slower, and then you had the elf with the bow and arrow. Yeah, so that one. That was probably my first memory of like arcade experience because at the same time I was also doing like playing Nintendo. So
Right.
but What about what's your very first like arcade game experience?
In
Like
my very
actually
first
going.
arcade gaming experience, I think I was in like primary school. So it's very interesting, arcade gaming here in Hong Kong. So when I was younger, I came in just at the time right before they did like an age restriction on how old you have to be to go into an arcade. So one year I
Wait.
was,
Time out. Age restriction?
yeah, there's age restrictions. So this is what
Yeah,
happened, right?
fill me in on this one.
So back in the day, arcades, video game arcades here, local video game arcades here were notorious for having a lot of local triads, gangsters, and they would smoke and stuff like that. So what they did was they would not allow people with school uniforms and under the age of 16 to enter video game arcades. So I grew up right during the time of right before that happened and then right into that happening. So it was literally one day I was still playing video games at like side scroller beat 'em ups at the video game at the arcade. Ninja Turtles number is the best. So I was playing Ninja Turtles, right? Yeah, I was playing Ninja Turtles.
Dude, I missed
and then
Ninja
the
Turtles.
next-
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
so good. Ninja
So
Turtles
good.
is so good. And then so I was playing Ninja Turtles, and then the next day I wanted to go back, they wouldn't let me in, right? And I was like, "What do you mean you won't let me in?" I said, "Well, haven't you watched?" I'm a 9-year-old. What are you talking about watching the news? you know. So yeah, that's kind of how arcade gaming here started for a while, and so for a little bit of time, arcades was almost strictly like an adult thing here. And those rules kind of still carried over. You still got to be 16 and above, and
Really?
and you still cannot wear a school uniform to go into video game arcade.
So all this time later, that's it.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
Chuck E.
still-
Cheese. I'm watching chat. So okay, before I get into chat, because I'm getting like memories unlocked from my arcade days.
Yeah.
What was the first like? Was it Ninja Turtles? Kind of like your iconic first moment. What was it?
Ninja Turtles was definitely the first big one that like, when you're a kid and you go and play, and then you suck at it, but you keep going, and you seem to keep playing the same level over and over again, even though you suck at it. Ninja Turtles was the first one that I can remember where I was playing and I kind of knew what I was doing. Right? I can make it past the first level, but then there was Ninja Turtles, and there was another one. Who said it's another side scroller beat 'em up? I think Fatal Fury.
Fatal Fury, yeah, was one of
yeah.
them.
Yeah, that was
what was
the
the one?
that I
Double
played a lot.
Dragon. Double Dragon was in the
Oh, yeah.
arcade also. I remember that one. And I see Herman's like saying Operation Wolf, which I love. That's the one with the Uzi.
Yeah.
So you had the Uzis, and you had like the gun. You had to like shoot people on the screen. That was probably the first shooter like with a gun. I remember. What else? Oh, he's Chuck E. Cheese. I remember this. I remember playing. Was it Dragon's Lair? You're talking about the most evil, freaking nightmare, impossible to play. I mean, if you've ever got like the computer port of Dragon's Lair, it was still a nightmare. It was like just a memorization. Like you get to the next level. Do you ever know? Do you know this game? It's Don Bluth animated, right?
Yeah.
And it was basically like a pattern. Like you had to like things would flash on the screen. You had to like quickly do like a pattern for that screen, and then your character would have an action on the screen later.
Yeah.
And it was a laser disc. It was actually, I think it was the first one. So actually the console itself, the game itself came on a laser disc inside. And for those who don't know what a laser disc is, it was a very large, the CD, it was the size of a record.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was crazy. I remember I remember that game now. That was wild. What else did I play? I'm trying to think of some really old ones that I got in there.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, Jurassic Park. I don't know. That's more your... Because Jurassic Park would have been like high schoolish for me.
Yeah, Jurassic Park, and it was another one that stuck out. Was another one because like I
Metal
think
Slug.
I came in. Oh yeah, Metal Slug is. Oh yeah, that was good. Metal Slug is good. Metal Slug's still good.
Yep.
Yeah, I think like I came in at the time when like instead of using the joysticks, the gun controllers and the driving and the airplane cockpits, like that was the cool thing to do, right? So Time Crisis, Virtua Cop, you remember that stuff? Virtua Cop, when they were all like triangular polygons.
RoboCop the game. That may have been before your time.
Yeah, that was good. House of the Dead, all of these are really good. These are really House of the Dead. I think it was really evil because like that thing, the Uzi you got, you can kill anything. You couldn't kill anything with that Uzi.
They had it way set up. What was it? Like Art Crisis? 1942. Oh God, 1942 was a great one. I love that one. There's a lot of really good ones. I mean, of course, they had all the classics in the arcade too. Like,
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter, Street Fighter 2. What was the one? What was the
Mortal
fighting,
Kombat.
What was the fighting game? Yeah, Mortal Kombat, of course. Yeah. What was the fighting game that was like where they had like, it felt like the characters were like they had like dinosaurs and different ones in there you could fight with.
Tekken.
No, not Tekken.
Not Tekken?
No. And it was like almost like they were stop animation or claymation drawn. It was like the first one, and we're like, it was a fighting game, and like, somebody help me out. I know in chat somebody's gonna do this.
I know that there was actually a fighting game that's kind of like what you're talking about, and they're all dinosaurs and like monkey, like they got an ape and different kind of dinosaurs, and then they would fight each other, kind of like Street Fighter style. That I know of that one. I don't know the name, but I know of that one.
Was it Primal Rage? Primal Rage. That's it.
Oh, we're thinking about the same one, aren't we?
Yep. Primal Rage was the dinosaur. I had to like Google it. So that was it, where you had like the different dinosaurs, and like, one was like a prehistoric ape and all that, and you had to fight each other.
Yeah. That was actually a pretty cool game.
Oh my gosh, Turok! I remember playing Turok. Turok was impossible, and that was the longest game ever to ever be in the arcade. Like the game ran forever. Like you probably had to put $100 of quarters in there.
Do you know what game I really thought was ahead of its time? You know that sniper game where you can actually look into the scope, and it was a zoomed in.
Was that Silent Scope? Was that the one Herman just mentioned?
Yeah, it was Silent Scope.
But that was Konami, man. They had
that was so far ahead of its time. I think it was like a W2000, or something along those lines. And then like you had the scope in, and then you like, it was so good. It was such a good game, but way too far ahead of its time.
Yeah. Remember that, because you could see the screen normally, but when you looked through, it was a second screen that was just a zoomed portion of the screen.
It was so cool. It was the coolest thing. Like I remember it launched here, and then that thing had like the biggest lines.
Yeah. Golly, this is like nostalgic from playing the arcades.
Which one is before we move on, we still have a little bit of time. Which one is the one that you felt like it was the pinnacle? Like you were like in this arcade game, you're like, wow.
I put a lot of quarters into Street Fighter 2. I put a lot of quarters into Primal Rage. I don't know. I would say like iconic wise, like young me was Gauntlet.
Right.
That thing was evil. God, you get killed so fast. I don't know. I'd say probably one of those two. I would say probably like the most. I got pretty good with Guile and Chun-Li in Street Fighter, so that was probably me.
For me, I think it was only a few years ago. I think I can throw this back about 7 years ago. I was in Osaka, and then I finally saw it. It was the Gundam pod.
Oh wow!
Oh my God! I finally did it. I finally walked in there, and I said to myself, I don't care how much money it's gonna take. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna play until my heart's content. It's got that projector projecting in front of you. You're in a bubble. It's got all the Gundam sounds, and you're playing with other people online. You're in the pod. You're controlling this thing, and it's just let me live out my childhood fantasy of being a Gundam pilot. I felt like, this is it. This was it for me. Like, this is it. And that was where I thought it was like, wow, this is pretty cool. Like, for the first time, this arcade thing is better than a console experience.
So how much did you put into it?
I think I put in roughly about 300 Hong Kong dollars. So that would be over, like, I'll say almost
40 US dollars?
3,500, maybe 3,500 yen.
Yeah, so $35 US.
Yeah, $35, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I went hard on that one. Virtua Fighter. Oh yeah, that was like touted as like the most realistic fighting game at the time when it came out.
And there were always the polygons. Yeah, Virtua Fighter.
It's all triangles. Like, whoa, this is so realistic.
It was like the first 3D kind of. Yeah. Remember Kung Fu?
Remember the game? Was it Kung Fu? Was it Kung Fu?
Was the one called Kung Fu where you had just the two guys that would fight? Or Karateka?
Yeah.
Which one was
Something like that.
Karateka?
And then, come on, guys. I know you all had that pin-up of Lara Croft, the first gen Lara Croft with the triangle body. I know what y'all doing.
Yeah.
The 8-bit Samus, I know what y'all
8-bit
doing.
Samus. Hey man, it was a big deal. Since this is a good way to transition into the console, or the console gaming.
Yeah.
It was a big deal when I beat Metroid and she took her helmet off, because like this is back in the day where you didn't have the internet. You had to go get Nintendo Power magazine, at the store and read it to read how to get through a level if you got stuck. And I remember when she, like, the end, she took her helmet off. I was like, what? It was like,
and then she had a bikini on. You're
like, it's a girl. No way.
It was a chick the whole time.
Yeah. That was like the big thing. I remember it was like so cool when I finally, like, that was an accomplishment to beat that stupid game.
Oh yeah. I think any of those old games would be an accomplishment. I mean, dude, I think it's an accomplishment if you can beat like the first level of Contra. Okay. Like, God, that game was designed for you to fail.
Well, you had the code. You had the Konami code, right? Mm-hmm. But Contra I got pretty good at. I got that. That was pretty good. What else? Oh, was it Ghosts and Ghouls?
Oh my God.
That's the most evil game ever.
That's even worse. And it lure you in with this cute art style, and the night when he gets hit, his armor falls off, and he's only throwing spears in his underwear.
Yeah, Ghouls and Ghosts. That's it. That thing was a nightmare. It was in the arcade as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But super freaking hard.
That was
terrible. The hardest game ever. That one, I was really good at Castlevania. Castlevania, that was a good one. What else?
So what kind of console guy were you? Were you a Nintendo guy or you a Sega guy?
So I had Nintendo originally, and then when the 64 came out, I ended up getting a Sega Genesis.
Right.
So it was like Altered Beast and all that, right? Mm-hmm. And I think went after that. Then I went the PlayStation route. So I got the original PlayStation, like Tiger Woods Golf and all that.
Right. Oh, that was a good game. Like, that was low-key one of EA's best games.
Dude, I played...
It was so good.
I played Tiger Woods Golf to death. Absolutely to death.
Dude, that was so good. That was one of the best games that they ever made.
Oh, my God. I know. It was just like you'd bring your friends over. You'd play. If you're by yourself, you could play.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, of course, GoldenEye. Stu drops in the old GoldenEye. GoldenEye was like... I remember in college at the fraternity house, we would have... like all the guys we could play GoldenEye.
Yeah.
And this is still way after GoldenEye came out, right? But we're still playing it. Like, it was just like the thing to do.
Dude, that's how you make or break friendships right there with GoldenEye. I swear to God.
I swear to God. I promise you, blood was drawn over that game. I mean, legit blood was drawn.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I started with a Super Nintendo, so SNES. And then from a Super Nintendo, I went up to a Sega Saturn. So I had a Saturn, and then at the same time, I had a Nintendo 64. But the problem was, I didn't play my Nintendo 64 much except for GoldenEye, is because all the games we had here at the time were all Japanese games, and I couldn't understand anything, right? So I played GoldenEye in Japanese.
So you played dating sims, okay?
Yeah, basically.
Earthquake. Hang on, I got a pretty decent earthquake going right now.
Oh wow. Yeah, I can see the vibration.
Yeah, I got a little bit of movement.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Not bad. I'd say probably about a 3 or 4. I'm on the higher floors too, so it's more
excitement.
Yeah, because I'm higher up in the building.
Right.
So it's like it always has like that extended. Like on the ground floor, it's no big deal, but like on the higher floor up, I'm like, yeah. Stu said his light's shaking. I always look when I get. It's like, am I just old and getting dizzy, or I look over? I have a lamp too. I check the lamp. I'm like, nope, the lamp's shaking.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Dude, I can see your curtains move too, so it's all good.
Oh, you could? Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I couldn't play much of the old, N64 at the time. So I stuck with my Saturn, and then I went from Saturn to Dreamcast actually. Yeah. So I went to Dreamcast first, and
never did that.
It was just so sad that there wasn't a lot of support for it after a while. I think the games are far better than PlayStation at the time. I mean, I also had a PS, like a regular, like a PS1, PS2, PS3, and then I went from PS3 to actually I had PS1, PS2, and then I went to Xbox. But we'll get to that later. But I still remember like the golden age of video games here in Hong Kong. It was like piracy was everywhere. You can go to a computer center and you can just buy like a stack of games for like $100. Hong Kong was like $20 US.
No, I couldn't do that. No, like
you
would have to like
here.
get games from your friends or whatever.
Yeah, man. You just go to the store and they just have like a binder. What do you want? This one? What system you have? Oh, PlayStation, Dreamcast. Cool. That'll be $10. It's the price of the disc.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where you
man.
got your,
That's
your Japanese dating sims, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Japanese dating sims with guns. It was so funny because I was playing GoldenEye first, and then I went to go watch GoldenEye. I was like, wow, man, this is nothing like the video game.
You're like, wait a minute, what is it?
Wait a minute, that wasn't there.
That game was a shooter game they made, and they're like, all right, we're gonna throw the James Bond license on top of this thing. Like, why not? We're gonna do it. It was just one of those things that they thought maybe it'll help it sell. Little did they know, they had developed pretty much the mother, the parent, the beginning of all modern shooters, and it's still to this day super OG. And that kind of unlocks, because as soon as I could, I made a detour, went to PC gaming early on.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of my stuff was like Quake, right?
Yeah.
I played Quake. I played Unreal Tournament. Oh my god! And then the original Counter-Strike, like 1.3,
so
1.2 something, 1.3.
Mouse and keyboard. I cannot play with mouse and keyboard to save my life. I just cannot.
I'm great with mouse and keyboard. So
I just cannot do it. It's just like it doesn't compute with me. I don't know why. It's just like this just not my thing. That's why I got one of these laying next to me all the time.
Yep, I can't do controller anymore at all, especially in shooters.
I think let's segue in. Shooters is a good topic. Shooters we loved. You talked about Quake. So Quake, in case you guys don't know, now I'm not too deep into Quake. I'm like surface level. I know it. I kind of follow it. I'm not like into it. But I remember it was like one of the first games that had like the grappling and stuff like that, right? They kind of revolutionized that kind of style of gameplay.
It was like the first real, I would say, it and then Unreal Tournament were like your first arena shooters, right? I mean, I bet you anything, if I opened up a level of Quake, I'd remember where all like the power-ups were, like right now. I'd be like, oh, it's over here. And I remember I hacked mine. You could do mods to games back then. And like when I had Doom, I did the version of Doom. I hacked it to do Soundgarden for the soundtrack. And in Quake, somebody did a mod for Quake where you could do Nine Inch Nails music. So like the 8-bit music in the back was all like Nine Inch Nails instead of the proper music. And the same with man, I remember like playing Doom and having like some 8-bit crappy version of Black Hole Sun running in the background. So, but it was cool, man. That was cool back then.
Yeah. Shooters, I think the one that definitely stood out, I think it's just like everybody else, right? GoldenEye. GoldenEye was the OG. And then I kind of strayed away from shooters for a little bit of time, because living here, big thing was JRPGs. So I played, the poop out of some Final Fantasy. I played some Dragon Age, not Dragon Age, Dragon's Quest. Sorry.
Oh, those games, man. Those Dragon's Quest games are like freaking hard.
I mean, like you gotta get into it. If you're into it, you're into it. You're not, you're not. And so when I was younger, that's what we would do. And of course, Pokemon and all that. By the way, what's your favorite starter?
You're gonna kill me. I've never played Pokemon.
It's okay. I don't blame you. Favorite starter is Squirtle, because Squirtle is meta. I'm just saying. But now we're gonna move back on the shooter.
Yep. Sorry. Oh, but real quick before we dive out of before we get too deep into shooters, there's one I got to get an honorable mention for. Kind of not really a shooter, because it's
okay.
Dude. TIE Fighter.
TIE Fighter. Yeah.
PC, man.
Okay.
TIE Fighter was the game. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. The flight sim.
I was more of an Ace Combat guy myself. Because man, Ace Combat, oh my god.
Ace Combat was so good.
Soundtracks are so good. I listen to it to this day. Some Ace Combat soundtracks when I'm at the gym, because it gets you so pumped to do everything. It's so good. Ace Combat was legit. Anyways, shooters. So GoldenEye.
Yep.
But I think the one shooter that I think was most impactful for me was Halo 3.
Oh, yeah.
Halo 3. Like, I did a little bit of the LAN partying with Halo 1. Halo 2 was cool, but like the one that really stood, like I just couldn't wait to get off work to go home and play was Halo 3. Like we just played hours and hours and hours.
Well, that was really the first one that put a proper shooter online with friends.
Oh
Like
yeah,
that was like
yes,
the very beginning. Like before, like you said, you could LAN party, right? You can bring your
yeah.
computers over to someone's house, plug everything up. Somebody had like a good switch they stole from their IT department or something, and you could have your LAN party
Oops.
games like Command and Conquer. Herman just put in chat and like that. Like you
Red
do like
Alert
LAN
2
party.
is the best.
Yeah, you could do games like that, but you couldn't do it online with friends until Halo 3, and that was it. And that kind of opened that shooter door to online.
Yeah, like I think during around that time of Halo 3, there was like Modern Warfare 2 was already out, but like there's something about how Bungie does shooters, and then like how
Mm.
tight Halo was as a game, that it was just so good. It just kept sucking you back, and you go online and check out your stats, and you can modify your Spartan, even though it makes it's no use. It's completely inconsequential because like when you play, you're either red or you're blue. The only time you see your own Spartan the way it is when you're in the lobby, and that's it.
Well, that's very similar to, well, kind of similar to something else we'll discuss later on.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh
want
my
to give
goodness.
away too much as we get a little farther
Yeah,
down.
we'll definitely get down. We'll get to that one. But like, oh yeah, like so, Halo is definitely the one for me. And then if it was not Halo, then I would be playing Ace Combat. Like those are the two like on Xbox that I would continually play, and it was so good.
See, at that point, I'd split off to PC, so I'd
Yeah.
played like single player stuff like Knights of the Old Republic, things like that. But Halo was definitely on the list, Halo 3. But I think really my online gaming, from a shooter standpoint, was Counter Strike. That was
Hmm.
it. Like my real first like love. Again,
Yeah.
another probably the other iconic, tight, well done, well put together, online shooter. I mean, there's still runs today. It's still
Oh yeah,
going,
man.
like
CS
CS:GO,
Source.
CS Source,
Yeah,
CS:GO, yeah.
Source and Go and all that. Yeah, man. Jesus,
Hmm.
man. Like, goodness gracious. Um, Yes, Hoshing Young. There is a game called Little Fighters here. It's a side scroller beat 'em up on a PC. You can play with multiple people on one keyboard, and I sucked at it.
Most people on one keyboard. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, you can play like 2 or 3 people on one keyboard, and I was utterly terrible. Utterly terrible. Anyways, Counter Strike.
Stu,
What?
Stu brought up one real quick.
Yeah,
Rainbow
Rainbow Six.
Six, the original one. Oh my god. I would like. We'll get to that. Go do Counter Strike. We'll
Yeah,
get to Rainbow Six.
yeah. Counter Strike. I could never play Counter Strike because I sucked at keyboard and mouse. But good that Stu brought this up, because the first experience I ever had in an internet cafe was with my uncle, and we played Raven Shield.
That was like the second one in
Yeah, I think
Rainbow
so.
Six.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rainbow Shield.
Yeah,
Or
Raven Shield. Raven Shield was the first time I remember they introduced the SR-16. It was basically an M4 with an ACOG and a suppressor, and the Knight's armament vertical foregrip. And I was like, oh my god, this gun is so hot, meta.
Meta. And what's cool about Rainbow Six was you could play it two ways.
Yeah,
You could either legit play it first person shooter style, or if I was feeling like geek mode, this is what really scratched my like super itch on that game. God, I put a lot of time into that one. You could like do the strategy of how you want them to clear the compound.
yes,
And you'd
yes.
set it all up, and you could hit go and let the computer, the AI, run the simulation for you, essentially, run
Yeah,
the actual
yeah,
mission. So you
yeah.
could either be like super, super hardcore planner, or you could plan and play first person, or you could just say, forget it, first person, and you
Yeah.
can do controls and commands.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
really did so much. Now, the sad thing is, Rainbow Six is nothing like it used to be. But
No, I think that's too complicated for kids nowadays. No offense to the kids nowadays. I'm just saying.
nobody's
No,
going
I
to put
think-
like 2 hours of planning
Yeah,
into
exactly.
a game
You
like
remember
that.
that first level where you were breaching the I think it was the arts museum?
Yes.
Yeah, like we had always that sniper at the top of the stairs, and you breach the door. Yeah, like if you don't plan out, that guy gonna kill you every time. Every time.
Yeah. So you had to have a way to
single
take
time.
him out.
Yeah.
And you got to redo. I get killed. I'm like, oh, I want a perfect score. Nobody dies,
Yeah.
And reset the mission, reset that whole level,
Yeah.
and start back.
Yeah.
Because if somebody died, you lost them the rest of the campaign. I
That's
think
right.
that was it.
They're
Yeah.
done.
So
Yeah,
if you
they're done
lost
for the rest of
someone,
the campaign.
they were gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I played up to, I think probably one of my, like, when I really stopped playing Tom Clancy games, I never did like Division or things like that. But I started all the way up to like the Ghost Recon series.
Yeah. Ghost Recon was good. I think Ghost Recon was the best Tom Clancy / Ubisoft property that they made. I mean, Splinter Cell was good, but I think some of the later Splinter Cells was too trying hard to be Metal Gear Solid. But like some of the earlier ones, like were really good. Like my biggest issue with some of the old like the Ubisoft Tom Clancy stuff, is the Division really killed it for me. Like I just like it came in. The beta was good. I was part of the alpha test, beta test, then the second beta test, and then when it launched, I was like, what happened? Dude, this thing is terrible.
Yeah, that's why I never got into it. I know some people I know really got into it, but I don't know. I just never did.
Yeah, it was like everything was so like everything was building up to the division so well. Like I think like the alpha was fantastic. Closed alpha was really good because you got everybody who really wanted to be there was there, and then the second closed beta was also the first closed beta was also really good because it was like, wow, we got the dark zone, everything was refined, we got a chance to look at the leveling system, and then they had the open beta which it had other people start to come, but it was still more or less like, okay, we're going to be respectful and we're going to kind of only go after people who are just being dicks. And I thought that was going to be like the game dynamic. Oh man, we were wrong. Yeah, man, the division turned into like a big like a grief fest. You just went into the dark zone and grief people that were lower level than you.
Yeah, I don't think they really thought that.
No, they didn't think that one out. They didn't think that one through at all.
So, what else? And then getting into newer stuff, since we're kind of moving to the newers, I would definitely say the most recent tactical shooter, if you want to call it that, is Arma 3. By far,
Yeah.
I put so many hours into Arma 3, playing with some buddies, all of us airsoft guys. Like most of the names, you know who they were if I said them.
Right.
I think pretty much anybody in this chat probably would. And that was a lot of fun. Playing Arma 3 with all the boys, and
Yeah.
we had a couple guys who would put the effort in. We had our own server, we'd modded the crud out of it. There's one
Nice.
guy would spend probably the better part of like day or two like building the missions, like legit building the missions for us. So not canned missions, like scripted, and he would kind of be playing a little bit but hanging back, but he would like
Right.
take the role of different NPCs, so he'd take over like
yeah.
different characters and like kind of drive you through the story. It made it so much fun. And sometimes we do like quick pick me up games, we just like load
That's
some
crazy.
missions and
That's
whatever.
crazy. Wow.
We had so many mods, and man, you could just tweak. Have you ever played Arma 3?
No, I haven't. Because
You could do whatever you want. Yeah,
not PC guy.
like if you want certain gear, somebody's made a skin for it, and you can download that third-party pack. I mean,
Isn't like Escape from Tarkov kind of the same concept?
I haven't played Tarkov. I've got some friends that play Tarkov, and I haven't done it yet because I just feel like it's gonna be a rabbit hole I'd go down, because like the level of customization for your guns are just like nuts. Like,
Yes. It's like one of those like, some of our same friends asked me the same thing. Yo, you're gonna jump on Tarkov? I was like, no. Not because it's just PC. It's because it's just another, time suck that I don't have the time for,
it seems like something I would really enjoy playing, and I need something like this point in my life that's like very casual. Like I can just jump in, do a little bit, get out. Because getting into the games that changed us, I don't know if we want to move to that yet. There's a couple in my life that were massive time sinks.
Oh yeah, I think if we can get into that right now, that was a good time.
Yeah, there were a couple that really, I went down that deep, dark rabbit hole and was gone. One was the better part of about 5 years. And I'm sure most of you here, I saw somebody in chat mention it. I was a big Warcraft guy.
Oh. To be honest, I didn't see this coming.
No, probably you didn't. Really?
I didn't see this coming.
Yeah, I probably jumped on like 2 months after.
It's so prevalent. It's so culturally prevalent, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows Leroy Jenkins. Everybody kind of knows some of the memes and knows what it is. We have enough news about it. So like, for people to kind of come off semi-knowledgeable about Warcraft, it's pretty easy. That's why I didn't think that you were like a Warcraft dude.
Oh yeah, raids, in a guild. The whole thing, man.
Yeah, I feel you.
I was in I started probably about a month or so after the game launched. I was a little late to it. I didn't do it right when it launched. I did about a month after. Because I'd played like Warcraft and StarCraft and stuff earlier on. But I was like, this is totally different game, right? This is more my speed. Because I never really got into like Warcraft, the game. I played the single player stuff. Could never play the multiplayer stuff because that's what good at the resource management.
Right.
It's just too stressful. When I'm playing a game, I want to kind of unrelax or socialize. So I got into WoW and went down a rabbit hole there, man. I was gone. It was like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. every single night. You know, if you
Just a
weren't
little bit more, just a
farming,
little bit more.
if you weren't farming, I was raiding and you know, whatever. And yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Well, for me, it was Destiny. It was I was so hard into Destiny D1. I mean, I really want to jump back into D2 as well, like because you know, here's the thing. I started my path down the Destiny trail. I was a week week one player of
Wow.
the OG Destiny 1, and I on my game, my Xbox logged 1,683 hours,
Huh.
and I was like the ninth highest on my friends list. So think about that. I wasn't even the highest.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, like it something about that RNG and that space magic and, you know, farming and chasing and, you know, meeting friends online. And this is the game that kind of really changed my life a lot. You know, at the time I was working as a super corporate job, things were really stressful. So it really did give me an escape, right? And I was in a clan. I was also part of a forum online. I was a moderator on Planet Destiny. I was a paid lifetime member on Planet Destiny, yeah, and a moderator there. So I did that for a while. I wrote raid guides for King's Fall. Yeah, man. We used to do we had a Sherpa group that we would take people through raids or, you know, nightfall content and stuff like that. So I
See,
did
now
that
they're
all
called
throughout D1.
carries. They're not called Sherpa
Yeah.
groups anymore.
Yeah, man. So I did that all throughout D1, and yeah, I sank so much time into it. Sank so much time. We were like, I'm still great friends with my Destiny clan here in Hong Kong. Like after years and years, since 2014, we meet up. So if anybody follows me on Facebook, you'd see sometimes I have like a cutout of myself that people have taken me out on trips. Yeah, those are all from my Destiny clanmates that I couldn't go on a trip with them to China because I was visiting family. So they printed out a life-size cutout of me, and they went on a vacation with me.
Interesting.
But they left me in Guangzhou. Those people.
They just left you on the side
They
of the
just
street.
left me there because they said I was getting floppy and I wasn't erect anymore.
Don't want to hear about that.
Oh, they left me there.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
So yeah,
That
my
game-
experience. I never played D1. I heard so much about it. I loved Halo, but I just at that time with work and doing YouTube and all, I just was like, no, I just didn't. I was traveling a lot and focusing on the YouTube thing. So at that point, I wasn't really into D1, but I did get in, and you know this. I did get into D2. I guess what right when Forsaken.
Yeah, Forsaken. I think that's when you jumped in.
I
Forsaken.
think that's when I jumped in. Yeah, it was right
Yeah.
when Forsaken hit, which is like the third expansion. It was what? Red War, Warmind, and then Forsaken?
Yeah, it was Red War, and then there was the two from so Destiny 2
Curse
and
of
then the two
Osiris.
DLCs. Yeah,
Curse of Osiris.
and then the
Warmind.
Black Armory. Yeah,
Oh, the Warmind was.
yeah, Black Armory. Yeah,
I don't think
Then it was,
did I join during the Black Armory, or I think it was Forsaken when I joined.
I think
Anyway.
it was Forsaken that you joined because like I think it was Forsaken. Then it was Season of the Wild it was very Gambit focused.
Oh yeah.
And
And
then,
that was
yeah,
all the
then no one liked that.
all the
But
guns had
story
like
was
stuff
good.
grown over it and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, story was good, but no one really liked it.
Yeah.
And then of course Forsaken is when everything kind of kicked off. So
Yeah.
yeah, Forsaken was a good DLC. Like not gonna lie, like I came back for Forsaken. Like I was gonna put it down for a while, and I was like, I don't know, I'll see what happens. So I up before Forsaken, I didn't play anything, and then so I missed all of it. I played maybe like that, you know, the Osiris one, and that was
Yeah.
about it. Curse of Osiris, and that was it.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I've been into that. I mean, I just super casual. I've been logging on lately just to kind of like get on. I'll go, look around. I'll play like a Crucible match or two. Be like, all right, I'm out, and I jump
Yeah.
out.
Throw bounties. Done.
You know, the funny thing is, I've never done a single raid in the whole game because I'm a solo player.
Really? Well,
Yeah,
now
I've
there's
only done-
crossplay.
Right, and there's crossplay, yeah, so you can play across platforms. I've played all the solo content I had up until they started doing where you had to run the lost sectors to get your
Yeah,
certain
the
gear.
exotics.
I had like every exotic. So I had
Yeah.
everything, all the top tier pieces you have to collect. You know, it's a shooter
Yeah,
game
yeah.
for those who don't play Destiny 2. I enjoy it though; it's a fun game. I think it's got a good balance. It lets you kind of, if you want to come in, jump in, play a little bit, and get out. That's good because that's kind
Yeah,
of about the
yeah,
time sink I
yeah.
have. It's like,
Yeah, I think they've really they've really done a good job with evolving it over time. Like the original Destiny 2 was way too casual, and D1 was way too hardcore. Like there's no way that D1 could have been a casual game. Like it was impossible. Like you had to put so much time and effort in there because the RNG system was so heavily weighted against you. It was ridiculous how bad it was. There are guns from Destiny 1 I still don't have. And like I don't even want to talk about, right? People know. Some of my friends always bug me about it. Hey, Vault of Glass came back. Maybe you can get your Fate Bringer. It's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna get that gun. I've
Like-
given up. Okay.
At least they do adjust. Like, if you guys don't know, like the way it works, you'll run different things, and like the last, like certain characters, certain bosses in there, or last boss will drop a certain gear, but sometimes they don't. And there's like a running joke that some people have the worst random number like generator.
Yeah, RNG.
Like you run 50 times and get nothing, and then somebody noob jumps in and gets it.
Gets it first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My goodness.
Yeah, that's probably one of the bigger games. Destiny's, I'd say, the most recent one that's left a mark on me as something that I do play. What's you're Titan, right?
Yeah, I'm tight.
Yeah, I'm a lot.
I think just Destiny itself as a game, it really does fulfill a lot of power fantasy that people have. So you got a little bit of that space magic going on. It's a good shooter if you just want a solid shooter. If you want a good PvP experience, it's not as toxic as Overwatch or some of the other like Apex Legends. If you like abilities like doing supers. Oh, hello. Oh, is it the coffee one you got from last time?
This is a different one, actually. This one is, and we're going to take a little pause. This is the Taiwan beer, which is the local beer. This is
Taiwan beer.
Taiwan beer is like local Taiwan beer, right?
Yeah.
This is their new Brew Lab series. I just saw it, and they're starting these brew labs where they have experimental beers for them, because they just have always done like just a standard pilsner, right? That's like their game, right? And it's like iconic here. Like everywhere you go, Taiwan beer, right? It's like it's
not bad.
It's not bad. It's a good, easy drinker. It's like the national beer, right? Essentially.
Yeah. It's a solid 3 out of 5.
Yeah, exactly. And but this is their new one. Like this one's an oatmeal stout, so I'm giving it a shot. And these are like really affordable too. These are like
nice. Taiwan beer has a really nice pineapple beer, right? Like
they do, and they do that. They do a pineapple beer and a couple other ones, which literally it's beer plus pineapple.
Yeah,
it's not like
really
pineapple flavored like alcohol. It's literally beer and pineapple all in the same can. So
yeah, they sell it here too. It's actually pretty good. It's not bad.
Okay, let's see what this is.
Yeah. So if any of y'all want to jump into some Destiny with us, I think we're going to be jumping back into this season. It's a very long season.
Bad.
Oh, yeah? What's it like? Give us the tasting notes.
Well, I'm coming on the back. Okay, so I might give you some weird tasting notes in this because I'm coming off the tail of a super strong, heavy IPA. Sweet, malty, but almost, and I got to let my palate change a little bit, because I'm not getting that extra, sometimes that hoppy bite you get like with Guinness Export or Guinness sometimes. But for an oatmeal that's really smooth and has like a touch of sweetness to it. Very malty, like totally like rich malts, but not over where it tastes like coffee or anything burnt.
Right. Okay. Cool. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's actually
that sounds really good.
Pretty darn good. Like
nice.
For
sometimes the thing that kind of worries me about these like these dark beers is like it's so hit and miss, especially if it's in a can. Yeah. Some of them are surprisingly good, and then some of them are just unpalatable.
Yes.
Like there's really nothing in the middle.
So all right, let's see what else. Flight.
So other than Destiny, what other one kind of made a lasting impression on you?
Say Warcraft was a big one. Arma 3, just because of the social aspect, and also like if you want to play like military simulation, like you can throw mods. We went down some rabbit holes, man. You could do like a medic mod. Yeah. Where if you took you'd be incapacitated out, like your character will black out, gone. Like you can't even see the screen. Wow. But you're dead. You're not dead. You're still like out. And sometimes like at a random amount of time, you'll wake up. You're like, oh, I'm good, and you're bleeding out, and you're like, oh, quick, I can medic myself. Right. But like, you could just have a basic medic systems, like put a bandage on. No. We're like triage, hardcore. And you're super like, hardcore. All right, I'm critical here. I took a round there. I took one of my leg. Oh, I got a plate carrier, so I'm slightly injured in the chest, but I'm not bleeding. I've got internal injuries, and so you got to like literally you're bandaging like. If you run up to somebody who's like incapacitated, you're like, you do a quick triage, and you're like, all right, they're bleeding in this leg and this leg, and you have to like carry bandages in your kit, and you're like, bandage. You run out of bandages, you can take them off the enemies after you kill them, or hopefully the person you have hasn't used their bandages, so you can go through their kit and use theirs, and then after you stop the bleeding, you have to give morphine for the pain, otherwise the screen's all blurry, and it like kind of throbs like you've got this crazy headache.
Yeah.
And then to wake him up, you have to give him atropine. You have to hit him with like the adrenaline to like shock him up. And if you give him too much morphine,
Pulp
you can
Fiction.
kill him. No, you can. If you give him too much morphine or atropine, you can kill the person you're medicating.
Wow.
So
This sounds
sounds
pretty stressful. I'm not gonna lie.
so like if you take too many shots, take too many hits, and the next guy's like, "Oh, let me give you pain meds." Like, no, don't do it. You know, it's like you've already got 2 hits, and like the third one, you're toast. Like,
I'm high off my face right now, bro.
yeah, well, because the world will get blurry in a different way when you're on it, and not good, and you can't play,
God.
and you just can't play, right? And then if you do too much, you'll kill you. So it's pretty
That's
interesting.
crazy.
Like, and that's just the medic system, and some of the enemies, the AI, just hardcore, but like the expanse of these maps. I mean, these maps are like entire islands.
Yeah.
Like 20 kilometers by 30. And if you want to make it a flight sim, you can make it a flight sim. Like we would start our missions, we put an aircraft carrier out in the ocean. And we start our missions, we try to use the same map. And it was probably like a 50 by 50 kilometer island or island chain that we would do. And we have different missions, and there's hills, and there's like different cities and towns. And these towns are like built out. Like you can go into every single house. You can go on the second floor. You can open and close doors, clear rooms. Or so we would have, we get dropped off at a helicopter. We do boats in, and they have every single vehicle you could ever imagine. You just find the kit and load them up. And most of the enemies are running like Rust 4 type stuff.
Right.
But
wow.
Yeah. If you want to run a 416 with a
great.
grenade launcher, you can load the kit in. If you want a certain kind of camo, you can load that kit in. So
nice. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I've never played that.
It's actually surprisingly good.
I can totally understand why you're so sucked in.
Yeah, it's milsim. It's legit milsim.
It sounds really awesome.
Yeah, and then you have different bullets. So you can load tracers, you can load armor piercing rounds, you can have so it's a little bit Tarkov-ish there.
Right.
And you could do shots so you can, if you're sniping, it's not hit scan. So right. I mean
it's like a projectile then.
The projectile base. So you actually need a sniper spotter team because there's bullet drop, and depending on what you're using, you can have a suppressor. And if you have a suppressor, the enemy can't hear you, so they'll have a harder time finding you. If you use night vision, you can walk right up on these guys. But use a flashlight, they'll see you and come after you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I really got into that. It's a whole lot of fun. But to do the missions, to make it a really good game, you've got to really set these things up. Get your own server, set everything up, and have a group of people to play.
Right.
So.
Wow, that actually does sound like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Another game that I feel like was a little underrated, Animal Crossing.
Really? I never played Animal Crossing.
That's the thing, right? It took me a while because I didn't want to jump on it because when it first came out, like during the beginning of the pandemic, what I didn't like about it was all the cringe memes that came from Animal Crossing. It was just like,
to me, it came across like a kid's game or a game like some mom would play.
It's if you want to play if you want to play as a kid, just like kind of go fishing and kind of go collect these cool animals, absolutely. But it's a surprisingly deep game. It's surprisingly deep. You have terraforming tools. You can download. You can share file like Nintendo share file patterns for a bunch of a bunch of textiles. They have an 8-bit or a 16-bit art tool in there for you to draw your own clothing, and you can put it up online, and you have friends come and visit, and they can buy it off. It is a surprisingly deep game for what it is. And I got to play it with my producer while while I was playing. I buttered my producer up by saying, "Hey, if I bought you a Switch, would you play Animal Crossing with me?" And she's like, "I've never played Animal Crossing or had a handheld gaming system before," and so got the producer a Switch, and now the producer is better at growing certain things than I am. So there you go.
Yep, it was popular. I mean, if memes are made, it's popular.
Yeah. At first, it was just too much. It was kind of a little too cringy for me. and then like it then started growing on me. I saw like, oh, they had some crafting systems in there, and then, like the customization, and there's a collecting aspect. Different seasons bring different fish and bugs. Different months have different fish, so it kind of keeps you engaged throughout the year. I think the team who makes Animal Crossing does a great job. All of their seasonal content is free. You buy the game once, and then you get all the stuff, right?
That's rare in this time
That's
and age.
very rare, and I think they did a fantastic job in fleshing out this game.
But I think, isn't that going to be like the Battlefield, the new Battlefield game is going to be kind of the same way, or do you have to pay seasons?
Yeah, but
for that?
I kind of feel I'm a little trepidatious about that though, because like, yeah, what's to stop them from having another Star Wars debacle, right? Everything is free, but it's going to take you 30 years for you to grind out Darth Vader. They've done this before, right?
I think everybody's hoping it's Battlefield 4 again. It's a refreshed, updated, larger player on a map, like what, 128 now?
Yeah.
They're saying 128.
I think so, something like that. Yeah,
that's nuts. I've seen the trailers. It looks like some of the stuff you could do is pretty wild, but
yeah, that is true.
And I did like Bad Company. Was it Bad Company 2?
The whole Bad Company series was so fantastic. It was so good. The banter was excellent, and everything could be blown up.
The multiplayer game, yeah, everything could be blown up, and the multiplayer side was so awesome.
Yeah.
I would, and Herman says, pay $75 for a full game or microtransactions to death. I would love just to pay and be done. I think, like, going back to Destiny, what they've done is, I think their biggest mistake they made was they opened up a free to play.
Yeah, but they're also closing off that with their new announcement though. So
I'm glad they did, because there's
Trials of Osiris is behind.
Rampant. Yeah,
Trials of Osiris is going to be behind the paywall. They should have done that from the beginning.
But my worry is it's going to move the cheaters into the Crucible, which is like the PvP arena.
Yeah, well, the good thing, at least for us console nerds, is we can opt in or out to play PvP with PC guys or not. It's an option for us. So, I mean, PvE is going to be like, I think they're just going to mix it up, but like for PvP, it's going to be an opt-in.
Okay. Man, I can't stop eating these Doritos. They're so good.
See, I wouldn't mind the microtransactions. Like, for example, like I do enjoy what Bungie is currently doing with Destiny. The fact that you just pay for the base game, and then every season you don't have to buy the season pass. You don't have to buy it. You can still play and get all the things you would do throughout the season for free. There are just certain bits of the story content that you need to, the season to unlock.
Yeah, like some of the raids, some of the bigger things are hidden behind a paywall. Yeah. And I'm okay with that. And you know what? I just go ahead and when it drops, I just buy the yearly pass. Just pay them for it. They get the development money. I get in, get out of the game. To me, it's worth it, because even if you pay like, what, $50, $60, like $20, or whatever it is, like
$20 for the expansion. Yeah,
so be like $20, and you go ahead and do the yearly pass on it. It's about about what you get with playing a game, and I got a game to play all year long. So like the amount of entertainment I get out of that money, it's so easy.
Especially with a season like this current season of Destiny, the season of the Lost, it's going to go till February. So this season is going to be a relatively big season, given the fact that their expansion prices are about like $19.99 US per season. You're going to get your money's worth out of this season. Plus, you go through 3 different celebrations. You have Festival of the Lost, which is their Halloween season. Then you have their Christmas season, which is the Dawning. And I think they have one more in there somewhere. But anyways,
I think they're killing the Valentine's one though.
They do the Crimson Days.
They've killed Crimson Days, I think.
Yeah, they've killed it. I remember the OG Crimson Days was so good from D1. Man, I don't know if I don't think they did this back in D2, but in D1 they used to have a playlist called Doubles. It was Crimson Day Doubles.
Yeah, they did it in D2. They did Crimson Day Doubles.
D2?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like if you stray away from your player partner, I think you lose like an overshield or something. Like
But in D1 is like if you died, you get an overshield. Like if you died, if one of your partners died, then you can instantly 2-on-1 all these other guys. It was great. Yeah. So what we usually do, we would jump in, and then one of us would just jump off a cliff.
Oh.
Yeah. And then other teams started getting smart to this, right? So you jump in with a pair, and someone would jump up, and it's a 1-on-1.
Yeah,
man. You can tank a sniper rifle shot. What can you say?
I even think with overshield you can't do that. You can't even tank a sniper rifle shot with the super. I think almost any super now.
Dude, you know, D1, when they first brought the Sunbreaker Titan in, right? This is the Taken King. The Sunbreaker Titan was so broken that Golden Gun, one pop Golden Gun will not kill a Sunbreaker Titan.
Hmm.
Yeah. You would have a sliver of health left. And then you just throw a hammer back at them and then they die.
Yeah.
It was great.
So we're gonna bore everybody with the Destiny
Yeah.
talk because we're like we're not a D2.
I don't know why they nerfed us. We were completely balanced.
Yeah. All right. So what else? Let's go to chat, man, because I think we've kind of talked about.
Yes, sir. I think it's a good time to go into chat.
What do we have? Let's go back. What did we miss? Oh, Herman talking about gaming magazines. I know Electronic Gaming Monthly, EGM, and then Nintendo Power are the two. So.
Yeah, there used to be there's some gaming magazines here that are still printed to this day, which I think is crazy. I keep on forgetting the name. They have an English name like Game Weekly or Game Month,
Really?
something like that. Yeah, they're still being printed, which it blows my mind. Right, of all of the magazines that still seem to be thriving in Hong Kong, the gaming magazine is going hard. Like, I mean, I can understand if it's Japan because they love their print media, but my goodness, here of all things, the one thing that's been a constant is the gaming magazines.
Yep. 762 in chats. Yeah. He's like, "Did you just shave?" It's like, yes.
No, it's the lighting.
I love how everybody gets in chat like they're like, "Oh yeah, just joined." Who's this guy in chat?
You.
Like, put it back.
You have his voice, but you don't have his face.
Yeah. So like gaming magazines, I remember were big back in the day. Of course, magazines have died. I mean, even in like our day job side of the world, like there's not many. Yeah. There's a few here in Taiwan. What else?
Yeah. Masaki is saying that they still have some gaming they still have some magazines. I love going to like.
I believe Japan does.
Yeah.
I would believe Japan does. Japan, I think the magazine culture is like really strong there.
Well, God bless them. They're a group of people that loves to read. I wish more people would spend time to read.
So I got a mouthful of Dorito crumbs.
It is what it is. No, but like getting back to what I was saying, like I love going to Japan and looking at the magazine racks because they have such a wide variety of magazines that there's almost a magazine for everything. Like just like hobbies and Gunpla and all this. I love it. Big love.
I'm looking here. Ultima Online, never got into that, Herman.
Were they talking about some of the Command and Conquer stuff?
Yeah, they're talking about Georgia Kai, Command and Conquer, like he was in Red Alert 3. So I'll tell you what's interesting. And this is maybe a good point. I like Herman's question here. Twitch streamers, the new normal?
Okay. What Twitch streamers? Away from the IRL side, right? Like, we're not talking about those streamers, right? Look, I think Twitch streamers are some like the people who are there to actually play video games and help people and to be entertaining and to actually provide good content. Triple the flavor.
Yeah, 762 is actually it's a since we're doing gaming, I got Doritos for those of you who showed up late. This one is a garlic shrimp, triple flavor garlic shrimp.
It is not Cool Ranch.
And it's not Cool Ranch, even though the bag's blue. But the flavor is as advertised. That is for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think Twitch streamers are pretty cool. I used to watch a bunch of Destiny streamers. There's a guy called Aztec Cross from based out of Louisiana. I love that guy. Love him. And so I watch him, but I think again it's the small minority of vocal people on Twitch that are kind of toxic with all the simps. No Sim September.
Wow. Yeah,
that kind of ruined it for people.
That's it. I think like truly gaming streamers. I think it's interesting. Like you know about Azzacross, I watch him. I watch the Real Gamer Hour, which has True Vanguard, Imtashed.
Oh yeah, those guys are cool too. Yeah,
I like those guys. And who's the other one? Rick Hackis.
Yeah.
And then another one's iFrostbolt. Mm-hmm. Watch him. He's probably the best PvP player out there in that world. But I just stay in that little corner, and I watch him on YouTube now. I do follow because I really considered when we were looking at streaming and doing things like, do we launch on Twitch? Do we do it here on YouTube? And looking into it, I'm telling you, YouTube really is the way to go. I think Twitch is making some Well, Twitch has the tools, and if you want to make money, Twitch is where we should be, right?
Yeah.
But I really feel like Twitch is heading down a path if they don't make adjustments, and they keep making very poor decisions.
Yeah.
I feel like Twitch is Amazon's going to divest themselves of Twitch.
Yeah, I think if they're still going to go down the path they are right now, I think definitely. I mean, it's just so sad because like they have the infrastructure, and they have the branding, right? But the problem is like there is a subset of entertainers there that is dragging the site down, and I feel like there is a group of people that are running Twitch that don't want to part with that.
No, and there people are hate rating now. That's happening on YouTube too. Hate rating is happening on YouTube. Hate rating is happening on Twitch.
Yeah.
Ratings like when you finish your stream, you send your whole stream over to another stream. It's called a raid.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't do the Twitch thing, but they're like going, "Hey, let's go bomb this guy," and they'll hate raid. They'll jump in and like fill chat full of garbage.
Yeah. You know, it's sad, but it is what it is. Sadly.
Yeah, Twitch. Yeah. I don't know. I think streamers do have a place. I think a lot of the platforms are pushing that way. I think streaming's big and just kind of going trends, and gaming or whatever. But I think short form content's pretty big too.
Yeah. I think like we're right now in a position where people do like either like short form content. Like it's got to be solid though. Like really good solid short form content. It's funny, like the attention span of people. They either want your content to be like in a minute and a half, or like an hour and a half. Like, everything in the middle, I don't know what's happened to.
Well, it's what I've always done and what you always do. Like our YouTube worlds, our day jobs, we fall in the middle, right?
Yeah.
I've been producing content in the middle, and it's like, as a creator, I enjoy making that content. That's what I enjoy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love this podcast. That's what gives me that itch. I mean, I started my day job started as a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Hour plus. But, I started moving to this mid-length, and I was like, okay, I kind of enjoy making this content. It's good. But I think now it's just like everybody wants to compress it to this little bite-sized 60-second or less. So, I don't know.
I don't know. I think there's benefits from both. Like that's why I think we're doing some clips now. If you guys haven't noticed, we have clips of our show on our channel. So if you guys want to just like some bite-sized fun to share with your friends or just kind of laugh at,
if you just want to share a video of my face drinking bitter tea, that's cool. It's out there. We got it.
Drinks of death, man. Come on now.
Yeah, just mash that share button and soak in my embarrassment.
Also, just want to let you guys know we have published the Japan episode in its entirety on the channel, so go check that out if you guys haven't, because it was living on
the wrong side. Yeah, I think, are there any more? I think we got one or two more.
I think we have one more, but it was a tester episode, so we can eventually bring it over if you guys want it. If you guys want to, just let us know and we'll bring it over. But it was more like a test stream. But but the actual Japan episode is here now, is living here now. So
nice.
Thank God. Our marquee episode.
Yeah, and for those of you who do play or want to play Destiny, I know we're kind of in the games here. Yeah, definitely. I know Freedom 762 is in. I think you're in the Destiny clan, the Airsoftology clan. Are you clanned up, Mark, or no?
I was, but I think a bunch of my clan, they started just like playing something else. So like I can always do something else.
You can just or just add me on the friends list. Like in fact, you and I need to finally play together for once.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think this week I gotta go out and get my season pass. So gotta find a day. I think probably Wednesday or something. I'll get it. After I come back from the gym.
We have to get you caught up. I have to get you some guns and gear and things like that you're missing. But you can still, even if you do the old stuff. The old stuff, a lot of the way they redid the way the game's set up right now, the way they redid some of the stuff for this season, you can dust off some stuff I guarantee you already have and just dominate. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, for the most part, I kind of have a lot of some pretty good god
sweet
stuff,
business.
So pretty good,
It's now infinite primary ammo. So grab your sweet business and see you later. You'll never run ammo. And what was it, the sight and ramparts? Isn't that the one that Or is it what's the one that automatically reloads
The
your auto
automatic
rifle?
loader, that was the, oh, I know exactly which one you're talking about, but I can't remember the name right now.
Yeah, it's for which one it is.
Um,
Like, yeah. So you get on your Titan, get sweet business, get the one that automatically
yeah,
reloads your.
yeah, I have it. I have that.
Yep, and then rock and roll.
It's not that's the armamentarium. Armamentariums what I'm using right now give me double grenades, and my armamentarium. Sorry, gotta nerd out a little bit, everybody. My armamentarium, which is exotic Titan chest piece, it gives me 2 grenades, and mine rolled with extra grenade energy. So I run my stasis build and my armamentarium, so I'm throwing grenades like every
Stasis
30
is trash
seconds.
now, man. Go back to Sunbreaker.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm still throwing grenades every 30 seconds. So it's all
We're
good.
geeking out. We're gonna lose people in the
Prior
Destiny
class,
2.
I'm still
Destiny.
still pretty good, so it's not that bad.
But bottom line is, if you haven't played D2, you want to play D2,
Yeah.
it's free to play. Jump on. I mean, get with this. The clan's just Airsoftology. I think I got the clan link somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, throw up some clan. Send me the clan links, and I'll put it on our Facebook group, and we can go from there.
By the
Maybe
way,
can
do we want to do? You want to do it on Discord? This is the
Yeah.
topic of. You want to do Discord for this. For
Yeah,
hopped
Hopped
up, and we can have like a gaming. We can have like a chill group, or like, hey, we have like
Share
a
food
share
picks,
your
you know.
foods and picks, and share your beverages and
Yeah.
food, and as you travel and stuff. So yeah, I think that could be good. We can kind of get.
Yeah, I think we can definitely do a Discord. Then I can share that over to the Facebook page. So you guys don't know, I'm the one who runs the Facebook side. So every time you see posts, I get to I'm the one running all that. So
Yep.
so
I'm the
for
guy
sure.
who's like behind the tech on the getting
Yeah.
the stream up and running.
Yeah, so yeah, for sure. Like, feel free to post on Facebook. Like, Freedom762. Joel, he's based in Indonesia. He does a lot of posts on our Facebook. So yeah, get in there, mix it up, show us what you guys got. It's all good. It's
Yeah,
always a good time.
we'll get a Discord running and some other stuff. We'll put it over on the Facebook group. So if you guys haven't followed that, definitely go over, check it out. We'll post it up so you can just join.
Yeah, for sure. Do we got any good questions? I think they were talking hell of video
God,
games.
a lot
earlier.
of chats. Yeah, like everybody's going down nostalgic row.
Dude, like one of my favorite things of was Red Alert 2 was always the dialogue from Red Alert 2. It was so good. Rubber boots moving.
Did I play Red Alert 2? I think I did. But again, that was like I play the single player campaigns on those, but let's see what else.
Gotta love it. I gotta love their one-liners. They were so good. I love like their con scripts. Their Russian con scripts are just like, at least I have job.
At least oh my god. Let's see. Final Fantasy. I never really played the Final Fantasy line. I'm looking back. Herman was like really dropping some nuggets in here. Splinter Cell.
Yeah, Splinter Cell, like, to be honest, like, Splinter Cell was such a great game. Like, before they all did like the Sam Fisher going rogue stuff, like, up until that point, I thought it was so good. Because after that, it was like, watch how we can be just like Metal Gear.
Yep, I played Metal Gear back in the day. God, the first one. And then Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid was such a great game, though. I think it's kind of cliche to say it's a great game because it was. And I think anybody that ever played it was...
The funny here's the funny thing, right? So like, when you got to Metal Gear Solid 4, you don't play Metal Gear Solid 4. You watch Metal Gear Solid 4.
It's like all dialogue and like, wait, we can play for 5 minutes and then here's an hour of dialogue.
Exactly. Like it is literally, it's cutscenes the game.
Yep.
Have you looked at the new Resident Evil Village? Yo, man, that's good. It's got some good stuff in there. There's got some stuff in there that's like, wow.
I've been watching some of the Resident Evil stuff on Netflix.
Like,
is that kind of a lead-in to this?
No, not really. The Resident Evil Village is a continuation of the last one that they did, was their first-person shooter, which is pretty good. The biggest thing was, my God, our boy Chris Redfield at the end. Resident Evil has finally moved away from the classic basic M4 to now they got like some legit look. Dude, guy had like a fur coat, had like a fur jacket and like a plate carrier and an SR-25. I was like, oh my God.
Wait, that's Redfield? Like,
Redfield had an AK-74U tacked out like SLR stuff.
So there's a new Resident Evil show or video on
Netflix, right?
Netflix, and it has Redfield tacked out. to the nines.
Yeah, is it the it's their new
It's the one that
my
takes place
goodness.
like in a mansion like south of the border, like somewhere in Mexico or something like that.
It's another anime one, right?
Yeah, it's like
Not
a
anime, like a
CGI
3D one.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's got Leon in there as well. Yeah,
Leon's in it. Of
it's
course, Leon's always
yeah,
wearing what Leon
yeah.
wears.
Everybody loves Leon. Leon still can look like a straight out of the '90s.
Yeah, he still got he got the
Still
haircut and
and
everything.
still look good.
Yeah,
I can't believe how
but
he can still look good.
Redfield had like finally a full on like tactical loadout. Like,
Yeah, man, dude, Redfield was looking good. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was like,
yeah,
man, I couldn't believe it. Like when Resident Evil Village came out, like they're all sharing these pics of like Redfield's team, and they're like, oh my god, this is like a legit loadout. Wow, Redfield had the BNT USW.
really,
Yeah, that was the sidearm.
really had USW. So
Yeah,
I
it
got
was
the
crazy.
airsoft one. I've got
Yeah, that
a
was crazy.
Village. Oh, Volk Tactical Gear's helping. I didn't know that. So it's like I
Oh,
said,
well, see,
that
now that
explains
makes
it.
all the sense. This explains everything now.
By the way, shout out to Volk Tactical Gear because I actually bought their chest rig when I was in Japan. Like,
yeah, that's really sweet chest rig.
dude.
Yeah, I have one
Just
of
the
their
fact that I mean,
checker shirts.
I love those guys. They make good stuff, and just to know the person that hand stitched that sucker. So
Yeah, it's really like high quality stuff. Like
yeah. If
it's-
you want some high quality like bespoke like tactical gear out of Japan, I mean, this is like a hashtag not sponsored at all.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're in the airsoft side of the world, go check out Volk Tactical Gear.
yeah,
You'll pay for it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
This is not bargain basement stuff. This
Oh no,
is
oh no.
you're paying for it to be handmade.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
to use the best. I mean, it's like the best cloth, the best everything, no corners cut. But
No corners cut. This is bespoke stuff, and it's really really good. Like the stitching is fantastic. Even if you don't want to do like tactical gear, they have like a kind of like an outdoor tactical lifestyle
they have a
line.
lifestyle, yeah, lifestyle line. I
Yeah,
like
which
that.
it's really good. Like I have one of their checkered shirts, like their flannels, and it's a thick flannel too. Like you can wear this in some cold weather with just like an undershirt.
Herman.
And you're
Herman's
good.
asking like, are they good?
Yes,
Herman,
very
I
good.
would seriously. I give them the Pepsi challenge against any major like high end bespoke U.S. tactical gear company.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
For real.
Like I think I would say their Tiger Stripe, their like the Volk Tactical Tiger Stripe is probably better than most of the stuff you see from actual tactical companies, bar none. I'm not even exaggerating on this one.
Yep. Yep, for real. So yeah, little sidetrack there, just since we're living in chat right now.
Yeah.
So Freedom says, got to send you guys Gucci Miami Tiger Stripes. What's Miami Tiger Stripes?
Oh, I know. Is that like just like neon colors, like blue and pink?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What Miami Dolphins colors?
Oh, hey.
The Hunter Tactical.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you'll take Dolphins side, right?
I mean, I'm not a Dolphins guy, but I'll take Dolphins color.
Let's see.
Dolphins color scheme is nice.
What is Vihara Tactical? Vihara Tactical Concepts. Here we go. They do their own fabrics? Hang on. What is this? Oh, brother. This is like.
Is it Gucci?
You know that Miami, like that cyan blue and the magenta pink
Yeah.
with black?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
that's
it
it.
is.
That's
It's
it.
a
I knew it.
legit
Oh, I
Miami
knew
Tiger
it.
stripe. These
knew
are
it.
actually pretty hot, man.
Hey, Joel, can you drop me a picture of that on Facebook chat, please?
Just
Thank
go
you.
to vihadarconcepts.com. Yeah, it is legit. They even did their own Velcro in the
Alright,
print.
Let's see. I think we gotta end with this one.
Yeah, at the end with this one, they have materials. Yeah, they actually. I think at one point they were selling materials. So Vihara Tactical. Oh my gosh, dude! They've got the pre-order on the Gen 3 combat shirt and pants. Pre-order's closed. Interesting.
Oh wow!
Yeah. See, now that you're looking, somebody, I'm gonna drop this in chat just for those of you that want to.
Wow.
So like we're over here like, oh, it's so cool, and we're not telling you what it is.
Wow,
So
that's crazy.
I can drop links in chat. So there we go.
Yes, please drop
Check
that
it
link
out.
in chat.
There you go.
That is pretty crazy. Wow.
Yeah. There you go.
That's crazy.
That's pretty hot. Yeah, I didn't even know they exist. So that's getting added to the. I'm throwing a bookmark on that sucker.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Wow. Okay, I'm liking this.
Well, I think this is a good episode, guys.
I think we're good.
I think this is a fantastic episode. I think that's where we should cap it off with
Yep.
some Miami Tiger Stripe.
Yep. Perfect. And
Ladies and
I've
gentlemen.
pretty much polished off my
All your
Doritos,
chips?
and then these I
Nice.
got like a little bit left. Oh, I'm
I
gonna
didn't get to mine. I was just enjoying the sake. So
Do I
just,
want to look at the calorie count?
No, leave it for tomorrow.
Extra workout tomorrow. So, hey, I enjoyed it, man. I love going to memory lane. If you guys, like I said, we'll check out the Facebook. We'll get Discord going over there. We'll also I'll throw my clan name up on Destiny for those of you that do want to play, and all that. But hang on, I've got a question in chat. I'm replying to chats. We're talking.
Yep. Fair
So,
enough.
But yeah, I think I love this. I'm sure we missed so much. I know I'm going to get off this podcast and be like, oh, there was this game and this game and this game. And
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, like it was so good to kind of walk down and talk about some of the games that you remember as a kid, and good times, man. You
I
know,
know.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Herman's like, the podcast had everything, including an earthquake. That is very true. It did.
Oh man.
So, yeah, Freedom 762 missed our earthquake. So earlier on,
There was legit. there
had
was
one.
never
Legit
forgot.
had one here. Yeah, I was like, is there an earthquake? There's an earthquake. So
Okay. Catito, he wants to buy an SRC TT33. He doesn't know if it's good. Herman says TT33 is a nice replica. I'm inclined to trust Herman on this.
yeah, I would go on Herman on this one too. Herman knows his stuff. Knowing Herman.
Yeah.
By the way, it's a 5.2. It was east of Hualien,
Oh,
out in the ocean.
wow.
Yeah, about 66 kilometers east. It looks like. It was a
That
10
wasn't a weak one. That was
No, but it's
legit.
out in the water. It wasn't in Hualien.
Oh, okay, that's
so
okay then.
It was 66 kilometers off the coast. So, but it affected some of the Japanese islands over here, like Takatomi
Oh,
and Tarama, and was it Ishigaki? I don't know. So, yep, that was it.
all right. Well, I hope that help you out with your TT33 question.
Cool. All right. So that's it for this show. As always, if you guys haven't hit the sub button, please do so. Tell your friends about
Yes.
us. We're trying to grow the number up to get the 1,000. We haven't really we wanted to get, Mark and I we want to get like a good catalog, and we're kind of at show 10. So I think we're finally at the point where we've got enough back catalog to say start promoting this thing out.
Yeah.
We wanted to build up enough before we kind of got the name out. I love the tight knit community here. It's so good, especially all of you that get up wherever you are. Either stay up late if you're over here, have a midday break if you're in the Europe or UK or whatever, or if you get up crazy early in the States. We love you all. So
Yeah, that's for sure. Really appreciate all you guys hanging out with us. And yeah, I think we have a good back catalog, and we're going to have clips coming out. So yeah, invite your friends to come hang out with us, even friends that know us from our day job. Just ask them to come and hang out and get a different perspective of what we talk about and then what we do for 9 to 5.
Yep. And next week we got a slightly food theme. We've already kind
Yeah.
of figured it out, so stay tuned on that
Yep.
one. That'll be interesting. We're gonna do another food challenge. This one's a little different, and I think it's not producer related. I think we're gonna go. It's one of those budget creative food challenges. So it'll be a fun one.
Yes, you guys are going to like this one.
So.
We're going to have a new clip launching on Wednesday, our time. So keep it locked, and everything's good to go.
All right, and of course,
Yep.
stay hopped up.
Take it easy, everybody.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.